Hi, this is Browns beat writer Nate Ulrich alongside Ulrich and Marla Ridenour. We're here at First Energy Stadium where the Browns just pulled off a really significant victory, 31-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Browns got their first AFC North win. Marla, what does this mean in terms of the big picture when it comes to the Browns needing a win in a really big game to improve to 3-2 and them actually pulling it off?
Oh, I've been saying all week that they really needed a victory in this game to show they were legit. I mean, I do think they're legit. Hoyer showed he looks like he might be the quarterback of the future. Sorry, Johnny. But I really do think that it seems like something special is building here, and who knows where it's going to take them.
Yeah, and it was kind of a weird start because the Browns went 3-and-out, and then 3 consecutive touchdown drives. And I think you got to give Brian Hoyer a lot of credit. You got to give the running game a lot of credit. Ben Tate, Isaiah Crowell, just doing well. That offensive line and Kyle Shanahan's zone blocking scheme and all that running the ball sets up the play fakes. And Brian Hoyer was great on the play fakes. And he hit some big plays. Only completed 8 passes, but had over 200 yards. Some big plays. And Jordan Cameron came up with his first big game, more than 100 receiving yards. First big game of the season because he's been dealing with an injured shoulder, so it's kind of a slow start for him. So they poured it on, 31 points. They haven't beaten the Steelers by more than 20 or more since 1989. So I mean, just a huge victory. And do you see them going on a little bit of a run? Do you think they can keep this momentum going as they go into Jacksonville next week?
I do think they can with the opponents they're playing the next 3 weeks. I really think, they could be on a roll. They could get their confidence up, and then, I mean, when the schedule gets tough at the end, you've built something. You've established. You've got your chemistry. You've got your offense rolling. I think, maybe it doesn't look as scary or formidable at the end of the season if you keep this going.
Yeah, and another point to add on to the reasons why they should be confident, the defense has been struggling all season, and they were banged up. Rubin didn't play, Phil Taylor's out with a knee surgery on Wednesday, Billy Wynn didn't play, Paul Kruger had an epidural, Coach Mike Pettin said, so he could play. He was questionable. Joe Hayden played, he was questionable with a hip. Kruger was a back. So some guys stepped up, played hurt, other guys were out, guys filled in, and the defense had its best performance of the year against Ben Roethlisberger, who we knew it was 18-1 coming into this game. So I think, we talked about Brian Hoyer at the opening and the offense, but you got to give the defense a lot of credit. The Steelers scored in garbage time with like a little over 2 minutes left to get to 10, but they really only had 3 for the vast majority of the game. So really good performance by the defense.
I mean, the only thing you got to worry about the downer is the Alex Mack injury.
Yes, and he has a broken fibula, that is a significant blow. Obviously, a Pro Bowler. The good news for the Browns, if you want to look on the optimistic side, is that John Greco is a hell of a versatile player. He moved to center. He's never played a snap at center before, but he's practiced a lot there in case of emergency. I think he did well. And then Paul McQuiston has a lot of starts under his belt. He was a starter for a lot of games for the Seahawks, including last year when they made a run to the Super Bowl. So he filled in at right guard when Greco moved to center. More important, what did you see about the way the team responded? I think you made some good observations about just the way they kind of rallied around each other after Mack was hurt.
Yeah, I just think that kind of shows me that they do have some special chemistry. I don't know whether it's coming from Mike Pettin, whether it's coming from Brian Hoyer. Joe Thomas suggested Kyle Shanahan has a lot to do with it, but because they're confident in the plays he's calling and the game plan he's putting together. But I just think some teams could have gone in the tank when you see your center laying face first on the ground, and Greco said he wasn't making a sound, which made him realize that he was really holding back, so he would show how he didn't want to let on how badly he was hurt. So I just think that other teams that didn't have something would have folded right there, no matter how big the lead was. So that really showed me something about what the Browns have.
Yeah, because he's one of their best players. They didn't let the wind take the wind out of their sails, and they actually scored a touchdown on that drive and kept going. And I do want to say one last thing about, we always talk about the Browns don't finish. You know what I mean? They get ahead. They don't put teams away. Well, John Hughes, defensive end,